What is going on, everybody? If you're watching this, I want to give you my thanks. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So, once again, I'm doing one of my videos 5 underrated, underappreciated, underseen horror films that I believe deserve more recognition. Um, and again, one of my biggest pet peeves, I hate to overcomplicate things that really are pretty simplistic. So we're not going to overtalk it. We're not going to make a big, grandiose outing of this. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it fun. Let's jump right into it. So my first movie I want to talk about is a little film called Carnosaur. So, story time. When I was young, the three things that I absolutely loved unconditionally. Like, I'm talking not just liked, loved, like fascinated, had an absolute just obsession with. And those three things unequivocally were monsters, aliens, and dinosaurs. If it had monsters, if it had aliens, or if it had dinosaurs in it, I was a big fan. So, needless to say, Star Wars, big part of my life. Jurassic Park to this day, I just get such a kick out of it. Yeah, I mean, look, after maybe The Lost World, they've become hokey and cheesy and over the top, but damn, I can't resist it. I love them. I love my Jurassic Park movies. Um, and not just movies. I mean, so when I was young, Disney used to release on certain holidays, the bigger ones, Halloween, Christmas, etc., little VHS tapes. And these VHS tapes would have some of their shows' holiday specials on it. So, being that I loved Halloween, to this day, love Halloween, I got the DuckTales Halloween VHS with the DuckTales Halloween special on there. It was Scrooge McDuck tries to go in business making monster movies, and all these real monsters come to his mansion. It's like Frankenstein, Creature Bat Lagoon, the Mummy, the Blob, all these different cool, the King Kong, all these different cool monsters, and I would watch that on repeat. So much so that so if you know about VHS tapes, when you watch them repetitively, your VCR would do something that's called eating the tape, where the tape that's inside the VHS will basically like come out and it'll like grab it and you have to eject it and carefully pull it out so you don't obviously damage or rip the tape. And then there's two white circles on the back that you have to spin and roll it back up and, maybe blow on it or something and put it back in. Um, but anyway, so but that's how much I love monsters, dinosaurs, and aliens. Anything with monsters, anything with dinosaurs, anything with aliens, I was there. Carnosaur came out, I think, at the same time as Jurassic Park. And don't get it twisted, it is an unapologetically sleazy money grab ripoff. Roger Corman said as much. He was not coy, he was not shy, he was not hesitant to admit this was a ripoff of Jurassic Park. A sleazier, nastier, just more fucked up version, if you will. Now, here's little old me. Jurassic Park came with 93 ish? Yeah, 93, 94. So here I am, this little kid, So this may be like a year or so after it came out. I saw it in the theaters, but back then it would be a while before it came out on VHS, maybe a year or more. And I love Jurassic Park. It's my favorite movie. Yeah, dinosaurs. And in my local Blockbuster, on the DVD shelf, VHS at the time, on a VH on what I'll just say shelf because it wasn't a distinction. DVDs didn't exist at that point in time. At least they were not as. Cause I think I looked it up. The first DVD came out like 95, 96. I didn't even know they came out that early, but they were not ubiquitous. You had to be kind of wealthy to own a DVD player, or you knew someone who knew someone. Like I said, now, I mean, you can buy a DVD player off eBay for $20. But, anyway, so yeah, the VHS and the cover, and I saw the cover of Carnosaur. So I asked my foster mom, hey, can I please rent this movie? She said, yeah, sure. Get the movie, come on. And so we go home, I pop it in. Now, what's significant about this, um, you know, uh, point in time in my life where I watched this film when I'm maybe 5 or 6 years old, roughly, was that this is not a kids movie. Like I said, it is a sleazy, gory, bloody version of Jurassic Park. I'm talking gore. I'm talking eggs busting out of people's stomachs. I'm talking government officials burning people alive. This gets fucked up, gory, nasty, disgusting. This is not Jurassic Park. This is not Steven Spielberg. This is not, family friendly and awe inspiring. And this is what I would call or refer to as street art. What I mean by that is that you have art in your prestigious art studios and nice, well air conditioned, clean, beautiful art galleries. But then you have other pieces of art that are done on brick walls and in subways and alleys. Sometimes on the dumpsters and alleys. And it's beautiful, but it's surrounded by filth and trash and rats and piss. But there's still beauty in it. And for this, it's sleazy, but there's a artistic merit to it, if that makes any sense. It's really a good movie. It's worth seeing, especially if you love dinosaurs or you loved dinosaurs when you were young. Carnosaur is a movie that you have to see. I mean, you have to see it just to appreciate the sleaziness and the absolute chaos that is this movie. The Carnosaur. So I went on a tangent there, but kind of a special movie to me. I saw it when I was way too young. God, way too young. But good memories. Next movie is one I really enjoyed. That's Horns. Somebody who directed this. Wish they would make this list a little bit, more obvious. Alexandra Aja, who of course directed, Hills Have Eyes remake, obviously High Tension, Switchblade Romance if you're in another country, High Tension in the States, but I think overseas we call it Switchblade Romance. Either way, um, great director, one of my favorite directors. When I really love his films. He also did a movie, also another movie that I might do one day on one of these lists called Mirrors, featuring was it Keith Sutherland? I think was in that. I think it was Keith Sutherland. Really underrated movie, really good movie. But right now, we'll talk about Horns. And so essentially, Horns is about um, this normal everyday guy. His girlfriend is murdered. He's a prime suspect, and he wakes up one day with horns. And he kind of has like the powers of the devil. Like he's at like a doctor's office or like a dentist or something. And they give him like gas, like, I think it was a dentist because they give him gas, like the laughing gas. And he kind of, obviously he zones out, but he comes to. They're having sex. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, we asked you if we could have sex, and you said yeah. And like he'd tell people to do stuff, and they do it. Like he kind of has powers and influence over people, and he starts hunting for the real killer of his girlfriend. And this is a really good movie, really well done. It's a horror slash dark comedy. It's actually based on a book from Stephen King kid, Joe Hill. I haven't read the book, but the movie is very good. It's an excellent film. Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter himself is amazing. Um, I can't speak highly enough about this movie. I think it's so underrated, so underappreciated, so underseen, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. It's so good. But Horns is worth seeing. A really well made film. Once again, Horns is worth a watch. Phenomenal film. And the ending's really heartbreaking. Damn. But it's really well done too. And some beautiful imagery in this. I mean, it is a well shot movie. Like I said, I can't recommend this enough. All right, next. It's kind of cheating here, but you'll see what I mean. Two films, both Vincent Price films. So the first one, From a Whisper to a Scream, that is a anthology film. That's the lesser of the two. That one's okay. About this girl that gets executed um, by the state for murder she committed, and the reporter goes finds her uncle, who is Vincent Price. Now in this movie, Vincent Price is this is one of his last roles. He's a lot older, and uh, I believe this is a couple years before Edward Scissorhands, because I might be mistaken, and forgive me if I am. 'Cause I don't want to misspeak, especially in a legend like Vincent Price, who I have. You know, I hesitate to use the word respect because I don't know if that's a strong enough word, and I'm not articulate or intelligent enough to know a word much higher than that. But the level of regard I hold that man in is astronomical, and even that may be underselling it. But but I do believe Edward Scissorhand was his last actual role he shot before his unfortunate passing. So this was like right before that, a couple years before that, and late '80s. Because Edward Scissorhand came out what, early '90s. So so the reporter goes to find the executed girl's uncle, the only living relative, and he tells the reporter that the city that they're living in is cursed. And he tells her four stories about the city they're living in. The first story is trying to remember. So the first story is about a guy, shy, weird, awkward, who asks his girl on a date. They go out on a date. When she rejects his advances, he kills her. then he goes and then he makes love to her corpse. Yeah, in his mind, he makes love to the corpse. That's obviously not the exactly what he does, but you know what I'm saying. Well, fast forward, um, a zombie baby, I guess, uh, comes and attacks him. So that was actually a pretty, pretty good one. Um, because the little zombie baby looks pretty cool. The second one is about this carny, and like the head of the carnival is like this, voodoo priestess, and this guy falls in love with this girl and wants to go run away with her, but she tells him, "Hey, you owe me. You have to stay here." He runs away with her, and she just, you know, she punishes him. Let's leave it at that. The third one is about a guy, kind of like a scumbag, loser. He owes some bad people some money. His ex girlfriend turns him in. He runs away to like um, the swamps where he meets a guy that does magic, and he realizes this guy's been alive for like 200 years or something like that. And when he tries to kill him to steal his magic, the guy comes back and, you know, I won't spoil it. And then the last one is the weakest one. It's the Children of the Corn ripoff about these soldiers during the Civil War who wind up in like this small town where all the adults are dead. And the kids um, take them in and lock them up, and that one's the weakest. It's not bad. It's just okay, and all of them, none of them are great. Three of them are good. One of them is just okay, and the wraparound again, I think, is kind of weak, but it's Vincent Price, so I mean, it gets cool points for that. The second one, Theater of Blood, is the much better one. That one's about a ex actor who takes revenge out on all the people he feels like did him wrong, and it's campy, it's over the top. But although like I said, it is campy. Don't get me wrong; it's very campy. It's very over the top. It's very you know of its time. It's still, you see Vincent Price, um, you know, give he's at his best when he gives the over the top performances. He just has that personality, and it's classic Vincent Price. So if you can find it in like a double, they're both worth owning. But if you had to choose between them, Theater of Blood is definitely the better of the two, and you get way more Vincent Price in that one. From a whisper to a scream, like I said, he's a lot older, so he's not in it as much. So, um, it's good, but Theater of Blood is way better. Way more Vincent Price, just a better story. Definitely recommend that one more, but they're both worth a watch. Next, this is a movie I like. It's All Cheerleaders Die. Um, Lucky McKee, who, I mean, listen, I worship May. That movie is that's one of the few movies I would say is perfect. There's nothing I would change. Not a scene, not a millisecond, not a single syllable of dialogue is out of place. That movie's perfect in my opinion. So I'll always hold Lucky McKee in very high regard. This movie's good. It's fun. It's very, horror comedy. Um, it's not it's not amazing. It's not the best, but it's a fun watch. Um, Essentially, the cheerleaders, and they get in a fight with these, argument with these, with like, most of them are like their boyfriends, and they're like on the football team. They get in an argument. There's a back and forth. Something happens. So the cheerleaders go to drive away, but the football guys follow, chase after them in the car, and that they're driving because they're driving so fast, they go off a cliff and die. And one of the girls, her ex girlfriend, is like a witch, and so she sees them, goes there, and basically saves them. And from there, it's just chaos and mayhem and just zombie esque fun. It's just a fun movie. Um, I enjoyed it. Now, I will say at the end of the movie, I won't spoil it, but at the end, they say all cheerleaders die, part one. But this is made in what, 2000 and, of course, I don't have it here to be. Let's say 2000 and early 2000s. Suffice it to say, a long time ago, we have not yet gotten a part two. So although they teased a part one, a part two just never was made. So that part kind of sucks because it was good. I would have loved to see a part two to see where they go with it. They do some interesting things, but oh well. For what it is, it's still a fun film. Kind of has Jennifer Bodies type vibes. So if you like Jennifer's Body, you'll probably enjoy this. If you didn't, I'm not sure this will like be for you either. But who knows? Give it a shot. Maybe you like this and not that one. Next one is, I did his other movie, his first movie. I know that for a fact. That's Sean Byrne, and this is Devil's Candy. And his first movie is The Loved Ones. And then this movie, actually, I did The Loved Ones on my films to watch if you like Obsession. So go watch that video too. Shameless plug. So this movie about this guy, he playing his guitar really loud, like he's obsessed, or like not obsessed, but like possessed, and mom comes in to stop him. He kills his mom, he kills his dad, and he goes off. And they label it as his mom died by accident and his dad commits suicide out of grief. So he's never arrested, and he goes off. And a little while later, this new family moves in, and he's obsessed with like the devil and devil worshiping. And what he does, he goes around, he kills kids, and he does it because he's saying that they tell him he needs to kill them. And we find out that he spent time in a mental hospital. So we don't really know. This is one thing I like about this movie. Is it truly really possession or influence, or is it all in his head? But then again, the family moves in. It's a dad, his wife, and his daughter. The dad becomes just overwhelmed and overpossessed with, this painting and painting these weird things that he's never done before. He even describes it like something comes over me. I don't even know what it is. I can't control it. And the ending of this film is wild. I'm talking like it batshit crazy. I was screaming at the most at the dad. Like, bro, like for those of you who are superhero fans like me, remember in Batman Begins and that like um at the very end where Ra's al Ghul sets fire to the house and that beam falls on Bruce Wayne and Alfred says, you know, what's the fucking use of doing all them push-ups if you can't lift this beam off? If you can't lift up this beam, what's all the push-ups for? And I was basically saying the same thing to this dad, like, bro, what's the use of being cut and having muscles if you just get anyway? I was screaming at the TV, like, bro, like you what's the use of being cut and having muscles if you can't even fucking use them? But great movie. God, it's a good movie. Sean Byrne. I haven't seen his new movie yet. Dangerous Animals. I heard it's amazing. Nothing but good things. So we'll see about that. Anyway, that's my lot for the day. So like this maybe. Boom, boom, boom. Again, some more movies that maybe you can start your physical collection with. Gotta start somewhere. And all the movies I highly recommend, they're all worth buying. Um, and enjoy. Let me know if you've seen these movies, if you like them. If you do watch it, let me know what you thought about them. Anyway, guys, till next time, be safe.